people wonder, they say shall never end. They said Ebony ran to the jewel to beg her in tears. According to the information reaching us, they said the jewel came to the palace, and they say when she came, she was with Lizzie and Adetutu. They were discussing something that is important to them. When Ebony came, they say when Ebony was coming, the security guard tried to stop her, but they say she pushed one of them and ran into that room. Upon getting there, she went on her knees before the jewel, begging her to please intervene. That she knew that at this point, that she is the only one that can save her in this situation, that this one is beyond her, that the jewel should not allow this to happen to her, that this one is too much for her. And everybody was like, what is that? What? But they all know why, but they wanted her to say it. And according to the gist, the reason she was begging is because of the fact that it's beginning to look like the king is buying the idea of replacing Ebony with Adesewa, you know. And they said Ebony find out that the king and Adesewa have started getting along. The reason is because uh, Ebony was the one who caused all of this. But even though she have refused to take responsibility for her actions, Ebony was the one who woke up one morning and said she's no longer interested in the marriage with the king, that she wanted to be settled, that the king will have to settle her with £500,000, a house in UK, and part of Ojaja Molabi, which investment from the king, you know. And that's why I said that when I heard this, I said Ebony will not leave. Even if the king decides to give her all of that, she will not leave that marriage, because the Ebony that I know will do anything just to be in that marriage. As a matter of fact, she have seen that marriage as her retirement plan. And there is nothing anyone can do to stop her. So for her to say, oh, she's no longer doing, the king is humiliating her, the king is putting the queen first, the jewel first before anyone. Is the jewel not first there? You were an ayaba serving the jewel. Is it because you managed to upgrade to one of the Ifa wives? Eh? So when she said that, everybody was surprised. But myself, I wasn't surprised, because to me, I believe that the only thing Ebony wanted to achieve is to get that money, to buy property for herself. But unfortunately for her, the king disappointed her, because the king said he is not going to do anything for Ebony. He's not giving Ebony even a dime. The Ebony is just wasting her time. Yes. And when everything turned against Ebony, Ebony started saying that, oh, she is not the one that said that, though. That someone entered her, that Priestess Yemi entered her, you know. And the question is, how could you call yourself a priestess and another priestess is entering you? It simply means that your own is fake now. Your own is fake, because a true priestess will not allow any other priestess manipulate her, you know. So now, uh, that same Yemi have come out to say that it is all lies, that she have warned Ebony on several occasions against jealousy and greediness, because these are the two things that is her major problem. And she wanted to fight the jewel to make sure that the jewel did not come back, so that she would try and win the heart of the king. But I tell you, no matter how Ebony tries, Ebony can never win the heart of the king. If she is unable to win the heart of the king when Wurola left that marriage, she did not succeed. Because I believe that if she is that good to the king, if the king loved her that much, maybe when Urola left, the king would have married her, but he did not. And she that think that she is smart and everything, if she have failed in winning the king's heart, then the jewel came. She can never win the heart of the king again, because the jewel have won the heart of the king. That is one true person that the king loves so dearly. Even all the women that he has married, even before the jewel and after the jewel, there is no one that have been uh, close and so attached to the king than the jewel. So When at the end of the day, Ebony did not succeed, and up as the other ruling house where Ebony comes from find out that Ebony is planning on leaving the marriage, they decided to replace her with another bride that is even more educated and more enlightened than her. And now Ebony is still crying. Her uncles have made so much trouble with the family, but it does not yield any fruit. They have tried everything. They have even dragged the family of Adesewa to Odua court, according to what we are hearing, saying that as one ruling house, they are supposed to protect and do anything to see that the marriage between Ebony and the king it works, even when Ebony is giving the king sleepless night and so much trouble. So when they dragged them to the Odua court, they did not achieve anything. And at this point, Ebony have seen that if she keep dragging this family, she might lose out. Now she think that the best thing to do is to go to the jewel, because according to her, according to Ebony, Ebony told the jewel that she know very well that whatever that the jewel should beg the king, that the king will do it without looking back. She know the kind of influence that the jewel have over the queen, over the king. So there is no how the jewel will beg the king to please allow Ebony to stay. Don't replace her with Adesewa, that he is going to continue with the marriage with Adesewa. But unfortunately, Ebony thinks that she is smart, that the only time she can run to the jewel is whenever she's having problem. But one thing about the jewel is that she have grown. She's no longer that same jewel. And now she have understand that Ebony is how will I put, a bad influence to anyone that is closer to her. So no matter what they say, Ebony was begging and saying that it is all mistake, this, that. They said it was Lizzie who told her that it's never a mistake and nobody entered you, because she keep claiming that it is Priestess Yemi that entered her and do some of the things that she's doing in the palace. But they said Dr. Lizzie told her that, look, nobody is entering you. And you know what you are doing. You know exactly what you are doing. They said Adetutu was just looking at her without saying a word, because they all know what she's doing. Even the jewel, they said the jewel did not even look at her. It was just Dr. Lizzie that was giving her some value by talking to her, asking her why this, why that, that the way you are living in this palace, you need to change and all of that. They said despite all the pleadings and cries, the jewel did not even look at her face, not to talk of talking to her. And I said that is good for her. That is good for her. Because if she have her way, she will wipe the memories of the jewel in the heart of the king. But witches are not horses. Anyway, guys, that is what we're hearing if the information is true. I want to remind you that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you.